Hello everyone, my name is Yifang, and today I'm going to share some of my experience in Google Forms. Right, and before I start, I would like to thank my teammate Yong Chin Chen for creating this slide also. Alright, so let's get into the introduction. Right, so Google Form is a survey administration software which is offered by Google, and Google also provides some of the similar service such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and so on. Alright, and all these services, okay, is only available as web application, and all these services actually allows users, alright, to create and edit online, also with other users in the real time. Right, what is real time? Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say that when user A is creating and editing a Google form, the other user such as user B, he also can view what user A have already changed, and they can edit at the same time, and they can see each other changes on Google Forms also. And I really amazed about this. All right, yeah. So you might also think what types of questions that I can ask in Google Forms. All right, so here are the some of the the types of questions that we can ask in Google Forms. And most commonly I will use such as text type, multiple choice, checkboxes, and also list. All right, and Google Form actually is a very easy tool to create surveys, forms, question asks, and also quizzes. And not just recently, my assignment, we just use this Google Form to create surveys, and I can tell that Google Form is a very easy tool to use to edit, and to view the respondents' response, and it's very very useful. All right, so let's get into why do we choose Google Forms. Okay, so first we can create surveys to meet curriculum objective. All right, and also we can also ask various types of questions that I have mentioned earlier already, that we can ask a lot of different types of questions in Google Forms. And also today we can also apply validation options to control the data entry. Yeah, we can limit the data type that the users would like to enter. Right, and another thing that is like, now is MCO, right? And we cannot use all those papers, like how we back then used before already. And today I believe that Google Forms is a very useful tools. It's a very convenient for us just to fill up online. Yeah, and no need and no need like before how we did, right? Okay, so let's move on to the Google Form home screen. Okay, so you can see here there are some of the icon and also button. Here is the drop down menu. Okay, and also here is the, when you click the button here, you can create a brand new form. Right, so if you do not know how to start to create a Google form, or how to create questions, you can refer to the suggested templates here. Alright, so these templates is a very useful tool also, which if you do not know how to write a proper question as, and here are some of the templates that you can refer to. Okay, yeah. So, and here will show you, the below here will show you the recently accessed forms that you have accessed. Yeah, okay. So when we create a brand new Google form, okay, and here you can rename the file name as you wish. And also here also some of the buttons like visual style, preview, waveform settings, share button, and also additional options. In terms of the questions, we can create the questions here, just type whatever questions that you like to ask. You can just ask as simple as name or ID or age. Right, and also here you can also copy the question, delete the question, and you also can require the user to respond that question or not. If the user have to answer that particular question, you can on this button. If you think that this question is not a must for the user to answer, you can just leave it here. All right. Okay. So let us go to the practical one. All right. So let me share my screen in a while. Yeah. So when you go to any browser, okay, when we just need to type the Google form, right, and enter. Okay. Yeah. So let's get it into Google Form. I just go to Google Forms. Okay. Yeah. So here, like what I just said, that here are the drop down menu, and here are the services that I mentioned earlier. All right. And here are the search bar. All right. And here are the templates. All right. Okay, you can see here that there are a lot of templates that we can use in terms of, education, personal, or, what else? Like work. There are a lot of version of templates you can use. They are not just used for, students or lecturers. They are also for anyone. The Google Form is meant for everyone. All right. So let's get it into the Google Form. Alright, so this is the Google Form that I actually create just now to show for the demo. And here are the place that you can rename your file name. Okay, here. Okay. So if you would like to rename your file, your form to test1. Okay. So you also can write your form description here. Like this. This Google Form is meant for demo purpose, just like this, right? Yeah. And here are the questions that you can create, right? So as I just mentioned earlier, okay, let's say we would like our user to enter their name. Okay, you just type name, okay, something like that. And here is the place that you want the user to answer. It can be short answer, and it also can be paragraph. It is a long answer text. But in this case, I guess name only need a short answer, right? And here is the place that I mentioned earlier, that if you think that the user is, they have to answer this question, and you just on the require here. If you think that no need, you just all of it. Okay. Yeah. And also here is the multiple choice type of question that you can ask. Okay. So you can see here. Okay, I also put the require here. So you can see that there is a difference between multiple choice and also the short answer here. And let's go into the question 3. Here I also choose a different type of question, which is a drop down. All right, for the user to enter what is their faculty, right? And the fourth question, which is the last question, I use this checkbox for the users to answer. So there are actually a difference between checkbox and also multiple choice. So the checkbox, users can can choose more than one answers and to submit, but a user can only choose one for multiple choice. All right. And we will see it later. Yeah. Okay. And so for this question, I put it as not required to answer. So if they would like to answer, we will receive the response. If they do not answer, it's okay. All right. Okay. So we also can see here the response here. Once the respondents have already responded, we can see how many responses we have received. Right. So here are the users that have already responded. Right. And you can see here, we can view what is the percentage and the data after the analysis have already entered. All right. So we can just go through here, and if you would like to see in a Google Sheet form, you can just click this one. You can just click this button, all right, which will lead to here. All right. So here is our data. All right. Yeah. Okay, so it's actually a very useful tools. I can say that. All right. And also here is also the preview button. So what is preview button? Which is when how the user will see the questionnaires or the Google Forms that you have created, which is like this. So you can also see that if the question is a required question, you can see a star here. Right, so you can see star, 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 and the fourth question is without star one. So this is not a required question, right? So we must know your name, okay, and your age, okay, Yeah, so this is the one that I mentioned about, which is the multiple choice. Okay, so we only can choose either one. Right? So the faculty, this is the drop down. Yeah, you just choose any. And this is the checkbox that we can choose no more than one answer. Okay, let's say great. Yeah. And we just click submit. Afterward, the users can submit another response. All right. Yeah, so this is very simple. This is as simple as like this, all right? And another, the last function that I would like to share, okay, is you can just click here, the send button, and we can share this, this form with other users, right? So let me do a demo, all right? So if I would like to send to this person, right, I can also right here. Yeah, so I just click the send, and my friend will receive the email invitation, and she also can edit this form from here. All right, so that is all for today, and I will pass to the next speaker. Thank you.